So correlation is going to be the first thing. There's 3 types: positive, negative, and none. If we look at number 1, what type is that? Negative. Okay, they're all going down. Okay, for the most part, and so it is negative. What about 3? Is positive. Okay, overall, they're going up. Okay, and then no correlation obviously looks like scattered all over the place. Okay, number 5. How do we find the mode? What is the mode? I'm just asking in general. What does the mode mean?
What occurs the most?
Yeah. Okay, so the number that occurs the most.
8.5.
I ain't doing that right now. Okay, the median. How do we find the median? Yeah, okay, it's the middle. So you do from small to big. And find the middle. Okay? It's essentially how you find the median. How do we find the mean?
Add them all, divide by number of stuff there.
Add all up and divide by the terms. Okay, so if we look at 5, what is the mode in general? Okay, so what is this mode in particular?
8.5.
Huh?
8.5.
Somebody agree?
No, 8. 8 occurs 4 times. 8.5 is 3.
Okay. Median. What is the median? Okay, so line them all up from least to greatest and find the middle. Hmm? 8.5, somebody agree? Okay. And then the mean. 8.7.
8.7. I got 8.
You got 8?
Looks like 8 point, blah, 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 blah.
Well, we need.
So you just need-
So somebody said 8. Somebody said 8.1. Don't ask me. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to answer. My copy looks exactly like yours. So somebody type it again. If you are not currently typing, you're wrong. Let's just get that out the way. Okay, you guys are all, half of you guys are assuming someone else is typing, and they're not, because I'm looking around.
That's got 8.2.
8.2.
I got the same answer as last time. I got 8.2.
You got 8.2.
I got 8.2.
Okay, so we're gonna go with 8.2.
I did my math wrong.
Hopefully that's right. I don't know. Okay, when you're doing your test though, that goes to show you, you probably need to type it twice. okay? To double check. Okay, the next section on here, guys, why are we talking? The next section on here is about correlation or causation. What is causation?
One is directly being affected by the other.
Okay. One is directly affected by the other. However, it means it's guaranteed to happen to everyone. Okay? Because something you can't necessarily say one's caused by the other, because I can get better at basketball because I'm practicing more, but is that guaranteed for everyone? It means it's the same result for everyone, no matter who they are, no matter how young or old, black, white, okay? It means it's gonna happen to everyone, okay? So, that is where the difference will be, okay? So smoking causes cancer. Is that correlation or causation? It's definitely caused, okay? That's actually legitimately proven, that is gonna happen. Don't really matter your age or skin color, okay? The more I eat, the fatter I will be. Not necessarily. Why? People have a higher metabolism. So when you are younger, especially for females, when you are younger, swear to God, you can eat a hell of a lot more than when you get older. Okay? That's why older people are fat. As soon as you hit about 30, no, I'm serious. As soon as you hit about 30, your metabolism starts slowing down. After you have kids, your metabolism starts slowing down. Okay? For women in particular. Now, that is the case for some men, but not all men. Okay? That's why a lot of teenagers and little kids, it doesn't matter what they eat. A lot of times they're just skinnier. Okay? So this is going to be a correlation. Okay? A lot of times you guys are thinking that it's a causation, but you need to think, is that going to be the same result for everyone? Okay? So, okay, the next section on here says, determine if the study or question is biased. If it is, what's going on here? So Carlos wants to know the favorite sport of people at his school. So he asks his baseball team. Is that biased? Yes or no? Okay. Why?
He's asking a specific kid.
Yeah. Okay. So it is biased because he's only asking the baseball team. Okay, are you willing to deal with all the troubles of a new highway to get a new mall in town? Is that biased or not biased? Why?
Because it's talking negatively about what suits them better,
Talking negatively about what?
like what they want to better. So, like, not doing it, should say going through all the trouble.
The troubles is that keyword. Okay, so it is biased. Because of the word troubles. Okay, so if it said, are you willing to deal with a new highway to get a new mall in town? That would be a perfectly legitimate question. And you are more than welcome to say, there is no bias. Okay, not all of these are going to have a bias. However, because it says the troubles of having a new highway, that makes it biased. Okay? David hosts a podcast and he is curious how much his listeners like his show. He decides to start with an online poll. He asks listeners to visit his website and participate in the poll. Identify the potential bias.
He's asking specifically his listeners, so they aren't like if they're already listening.
Yeah, so am I going to be listening to... Listen, my husband is on an annoying kick lately, and if you like it, I'm sorry, but he keeps listening to like a crime podcast on the radio. I want to kill myself. I am not listening to this the whole car ride. Like, you know, right now I just got your AirPods in. What do you mean? Like, I don't want to listen to this. Yeah, we're getting ready to go to Florida, and if he thinks I'm listening to that the whole way, I'm not. Okay, so of course I'm not gonna take this dude's online poll. I don't listen to his radio station. Okay, so that is what's problem. He's only asking. His listeners, okay? He's only asking his listeners. So, whose interest may be served by this question? Who gained something from this survey? David. Okay, David's the one that's going to gain something from the survey. Okay, and to me, this is the question that you guys get wrong the most: is who's gaining something here? Okay, you need to think who is benefiting from the survey, despite how the results go. Who is benefiting from it? Okay, I would never benefit from this guy's talk show podcast because I don't listen to it. Okay, it's not mine. Can I scroll? Okay, determine if the sequence is geometric. If it is, find the common ratio. Okay, so how do we find if it's geometric?
If all the numbers go by the same.
If they all go by the same. Okay, so I'm going to say negative 125 divided by 25. What is that?
Negative 31.5.
Negative
Negative 5.
5. 25 divided by negative 5. Negative 5. Negative 5 divided by 1. Negative 5. Okay, so are those all the same? So is this geometric? Yes. What is the common ratio? Negative 5. Okay? It asks you for the common ratio, so you can't just say yes, you need to say what the common ratio is. Okay, so make sure you take the extra second to do that. Okay, number 3, it says find the next 3 terms in the sequence. Okay, so if it tells you that, then we know it's geometric. So you just need to find one piece, okay, and we already know what this common ratio is. What is it? Negative 5, okay? So you're going to say 125 times negative 5. What do you get? 625. Negative 625 times negative 5.
3,125. 3,125.
Okay. Times negative 5. 15,625. Okay, so those are our next 3 terms. Okay, if you were to write it in the line, we could see it's no different than saying negative 1, 5, negative 25, 125, comma, negative 625, comma, 3125, comma. Okay, we're just extending that line is all we're doing. Okay, find the term named in the problem. What is the formula for this? N minus 1. Okay. A lot of you guys wrote it all out in the formula. I don't know where you guys got your numbers from on your quiz, but that was the one issue, okay? What does the A stand for? The first term. Okay, so in this case, it is this one. Okay, that's our first term that they gave us. The R, what does the R stand for? I mean, that's a math word for sure, but ratio. Okay, and then the N is the term named. Okay, that's our our term name that we're looking for? Okay, so our A is going to be 4. Okay, to find our ratio, you're going to do the same. So you're going to say negative 256 divided by 64. 4? Negative 4? Okay, so that's going to go here. So we got negative 4. What is our term named? The 9. So we're going to say 9 minus 1. Okay, and again, if you're using those weird calculators, okay, you have to just do the 8. Okay, so take a second, type that in. What number do you get? Just read me the number. 144. Somebody agree with that?
It should be a 2, not a 3. The first-
What? 262,144? Okay. Okay, the next one are all of these graphs. So there were 3 types of graphs, and we talked about these, but one was called what? What is the one like this called? This is a dot plot. Okay, and again, you can use this on your test, so obviously, take some notes if you need it. Okay, we had something that looks like this. What are those called? Nobody? Okay, it's called a histogram. Okay, that one's called a histogram. What is this one called? Mm-mm. Yeah, it's a box plot or a box and whisker plot. Okay, what is this? It's the min. Okay, it's the minimum value. Obviously, then this one is what? The max. What is this one? Huh? The median. Okay, and then last but not least, we have a negative skewed. Okay, and that's when you're gonna go up and over. So even if you're dealing with histograms, it's gonna look like this. Okay, or if you're dealing with a box plot, okay, it's when the tail is really long on this side. Okay. The positive then is going to be, it's going down. Okay, so, because it's going to ask you on a lot of these graphs, and I know I put it on your test, which direction is that skewed, okay? So you're going to need to know the difference, okay? And then there's a symmetrical skewed, and that's when it looks kind of the same on both sides, okay? So, looking at our graph, how many students received a score between 60 and 80 on the test? 40. Okay, these ones are not that bad to read, but make sure you definitely know the difference between the 3 and how to tell it what kind of skewed it is. Okay, how many students received a score between 40 and 60 on a test? 20. What type of graph is this? It's a histogram. Which direction is it skewed? Okay, so this one is skewed negatively. I'll come back to this one if you need it in just a second. Okay, this is obviously what kind of plot? This is a dot plot. What snack was the most popular? Chips, okay? So a dot, in this case, you could say represents people. So, and it may be on a scale of 10, 5, whatever, but we got, this one has 4, okay? So the chips was the most popular. Which was the least popular? Cookies. What is the mode of this data set? All right. Chips with what? No, what is the mode? 4. Okay, so we got chips at 4. Okay, and either of those would work. Okay, as long as I know what you're talking about, okay? Because again, if it's scaled, if each dot represents 10 people, then our mode would be what? Huh? If each dot represents 10 people and we have 4 dots, our mode would be 40. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're reading a scale, whatever that may be.